So here we go. Grammar spotlight. Read how these 4 people describe other people's behavior. Notice the spotlighted grammar. So please pay attention.
Yes and yes.
Read how these 4 people describe other people's behavior. Notice the spotlighted grammar.
My manager, Chris, is a real sweetheart. He wants all of us to succeed, and he encourages us to learn new skills so we can move up in the company. He's also really kind and understanding. He permits us to work at home when we have a sick kid. You'll never find a better boss than Chris. Sarah Beth Linehan, 30, Melbourne, Australia.
I share an apartment with 3 roommates, but one of them, Erica, is an annoying pain in the neck. First, she's a total workaholic. Between her studies and her after-school job, she's rarely here. And when she is, she just keeps working. My other 2 roommates and I do all the chores, shop for groceries, cook, wash the dishes, and so on. When we complain that Erica's not pulling her weight, she just asks us to do her chores because she doesn't have time. Time? It's time for her to move out. Martina Braun, 21, Frankfurt, Germany.
My colleague Lily at the travel agency where I work is a real people person. Most of us prefer to do everything by email or online, but Lily invites all her clients, even the difficult ones, to come into the office and tell her their dream vacation ideas. And she tries to make those a reality for them. And Lily's such a team player. If one of us has too much to do, she offers to help. Everyone loves Lily. Cindy Yu, 27, Boston, USA.
I'll never forget my high school drama teacher, Mr. Mellon. He was such a tyrant. He used to force us to say our lines over and over until it drove us crazy. And if anyone forgot even one word, he would forbid them to go home until they had learned the line. He would warn them to learn every line perfectly by the next class, or they couldn't be in the play. Everyone hated him. He took all the fun out of drama. Richard Rowan, 43, St. Louis, USA.
Okay, guys, before we continue, well, we are going to read each of them, and then we're going to check vocabulary, okay? So, Iram, can you read Sarah Beth Linehan, please?
Sarah Beth, yeah. My manager, Chris, is a real sweetheart. He wants all of us to succeed, and he encourages us to learn new skills so we can move up in the company. He's also really kind and understanding. He permits us to work at home when we have a sick kid. You'll never find a better boss than Chris.
Very good. Do you have any questions with vocabulary, guys?
No.
No? Okay. What is the idea of the grammar spotlight? Remember that yesterday we were checking that we can use infinitive with subjects. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that before we use the infinitive, we have to use an object. For example, in this case, you have us. He wants all of us to succeed. So before we use the infinitive form, we have to use an object. In this case, an object pronoun. Okay. The second example is the same. Encourages us to learn. So you have an object before the infinitive. No? And it's the same with the third, permits us to work. So it's the same. In the middle, between the first verb and the infinitive verb, we have to use an object. Okay? Very good. Okay, Ale, can you read Martina Braun, please?
Martina Braun. I share an apartment with the 3 roommates, but one of them, Erica, is an annoying pain in the neck. First, she's a total workaholic. Between her studies and her after-school job, she's rarely here. And when she is, she just keeps working. My other 2 roommates and I do all the chores, shop for groceries, cook, wash the dishes, and so on. When we complain that Erica's not pulling her weight, she just asks us to do her chores because she doesn't have time. It's time for her to move out. Oh, bless you. Martina Brand, 21, Frankfurt, Germany.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all right. Do you have any questions with vocabulary, guys?
Yes, Erica is not pulling her weight.
Pulling her weight or pulling somebody's weight means that you are not doing the effort to do something. That means that you are not taking things seriously. It's an expression, pulling somebody's weight.
Es que como que weight es como que peso.
Peso, exactly. Pero es una expresión. Porque si lo tomas literal, pues es cargar su propio peso, si lo tomas literal. O sea, literalmente significa eso, cargar tu propio peso. Pero en una expresión significa que no estás dando el 100, que no estás,
Okay.
que no estás apoyando, que no estás haciendo lo tuyo. Vaya, llamémoslo de esa manera, ¿no?
Okay.
So basically it's just an expression, pulling somebody's weight. Okay? All right. Any other question, Andres, Iram? No other question?
No.
No? Okay. Again, the example here is, remember, first you use a verb, then you use an object pronoun, and then the infinitive form. That is the structure we are practicing. Okay? Very good. Andres, I think it's your turn. Cindy, you.
My colleague Lily at the travel agency where I work is a real people person. Most of us prefer to do everything by email or online, but Lily invites all her clients, even the difficult ones, to come into the office and tell her their dream vacation ideas, and she tries to make those a reality for them. And Lily's such a team player. If one of us has too much to do, she offers to help. Everyone loves Lily. Cindy U27, Boston, USA.
Very good. Do you have any questions with vocabulary?
No.
No? Okay,
No.
very good. Very good. So this is the same as the others. In the case of these ones, we have, in the first one, we have a larger example. The verb begins from invites. Invites all her clients, okay? In this case, her clients is the object pronoun, okay? In this case, her clients is the object pronoun, okay? And then you have the infinitive form, to come or to come in, okay? Now, this is a very long sentence. It begins from invites all her clients, blah, 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 and finishes in tell her their dream vacation, okay? Dream vacation ideas. In the case of the second verb, it's not necessary to use infinitive because this infinitive, these two that we have here, works for both verbs. So it's not necessary to repeat the two here. If you are going to mention more than one verb, it's not necessary to repeat two. With only one time is more than necessary. Okay, you don't need to repeat too many times or every time that you're going to use a verb. If you say it once, that's okay. All right. So in this case, like I told you, her clients is the object pronoun. In this case, her clients is the object. All right. Very good. And finally, the last one. Iram, read the last one.
I'll never forget my high school drama teacher, Mr. Mellon. He was such a tyrant. He used to force us to say our lines over and over until it drove us crazy. And if anyone forgot even one word, he would forbid them to go home until they had learned the line. He would warn them to learn every line perfectly. by the next class, or they couldn't be in the play. Everyone hated him. He took all the fun out of the drama.
Okay, very good. Do you have any questions with vocabulary?
No.
Ale, Andres?
No.
No? Okay. Again, no? We have the object pronoun before the infinitive form. Okay. Object pronoun before infinitive form. Object pronoun before infinitive form. Okay. So basically that's what we're going to practice in the next activities. Okay. How to use an object before an infinitive. Okay. All right, guys. Yes or yes? Yes. All right, very good.
Yes.
Yes and yes. Okay, let's check the activities that we have to do. It says relate to personal experience. Find these words and phrases in the grammar spotlight with a partner. Talk about people you know or have known who behave like people described in the grammar spotlight. Provide examples. What?
What happened?
Ah, I don't know. Ya se nos fue, Ale.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Give me a second. Let me send her a message. I don't know what happened. Ahí está. Okay, very good. So let's do it, please. It says, find these words and phrases in the grammar spotlight with a partner, in this case, individually. Talk about people you know or have known who behave like people describing the grammar spotlight. Provide examples. So you have a pain in the neck, a people person, a sweetheart, a team player, a tyrant, and a workaholic. So you're going to give me examples of people that you know, okay, or have known that have these behaviors. Okay? So please do it. And when you finish, you tell me, please.
It's like one sentence with each of those examples with phrases.
If you know people with all of them, yes. But if you have only know that someone who is a pain in the neck or someone who is a workaholic, no.
Okay.
I mean, try to use as much as you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Teacher, people person, what does mean a people person?
A people person is a person who is always like helping everybody, that is very nice, that is very...
como que es buena persona o algo así.
Yeah, willing, he or she is willing to do something for others. Yes.
A tyrant, workaholic. Okay.
Aquí no tengo ni Word, ni un cuaderno, ni nada, teacher, así que todo va a ser con la mente.
Tu mente brillante.
Oh, come on. When you're ready, you tell me, okay, guys?
We're ready. Vaya.
Okay, Andres, Ale, are you ready?
Nope.
Okay.
Lo detectó. Perfecto.
When you're ready, you tell me, guys, please. Andres and Ale. Ready, guys?
Ready.
Okay. Andres, Ale, are you ready?
Nada más hice una, sí.
Why?
Porque me está apurando y estoy haciendo
Ok.
una, teacher.
Ok, ya no te apuro, pues. Es que no tienes que escribir tampoco mucho. Nada más. I don't know, my father is a pain in the neck because he's always telling me what to do. I don't know, something like that.
Ok. Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Let's begin with you, Iram.
Yes. Okay. I had a teacher, in middle school, I think, that was a pain in the neck because she was too strict.
Okay, very good. Yes. Continue with the others.
Yeah, I also know, I have an uncle that is a workaholic. He works every year. He has his own company, so he never take not even a week of vacation or something.
Okay, very good. That's that?
Yes.
Okay. Andres, it's your turn.
I think Andres is know that.
Andres, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I just no, sweetheart. I've known a girl that she's always her name is Janet. She was always giving a hand when you were in a problem. She always helped me when I have troubles with the job in the work. And other person is a tyrant. My last boss before the bank, he's a really tyrant. Everything must be done as he said. If you are, ¿cómo se dice? If you don't do as he said, you were the problem. He always controlled the people that work from him. Yes, it's a, ¿cómo se dice? Persona difícil de tratar. Tiene
A hard person to deal with.
It's a hard person to deal with.
With. Oh my God. All right. Very good. Okay, you finished with that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Ale, it's your turn.
Okay, Ciel is a really pain of the neck. Always he annoys me with questions because he doesn't learn quickly. about system that we use. My my boss is a workaholic, always being movement, so all time busy with phone calls and meetings. And George is a people person. Everybody, ¿cómo se? ¿A todo el mundo le cae bien? Everybody
Likes him. Everybody likes him.
Everybody likes him.
Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, you finished?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, very good. Now we're going to do the listening activity says listen to classify. Listen to people describe other people's behavior using noun and pronoun objects before infinitives. Check the description or descriptions of each person according to the opinions expressed. So here we go. Pay attention, guys.
Listen to people describe other people's behavior using noun and pronoun objects before infinitives. Check the description or descriptions of each person according to the opinions expressed. Conversation 1.
Hey, I'm a little worried about something.
What's up?
So they just transferred Margaret from your group into ours, and she's already persuaded us to do this complicated project. I've heard she works around the clock. She comes in early and stays late. But is she going to expect everyone to work as much as she does?
Margaret? No way. She's helpful on projects and she works really well with others. So it'll be fine.
¿Pueden ser dos o es una nada más?
Conversation 2.
It's only, yeah, it can be more than two. Can be more than one.
I'll never finish all this work. Peter never lets up. Yeah, he's not exactly an easygoing boss.
You can say that again. He always asks me to work faster. I'm going as fast as I can.
Conversation 3.
Hey, have you met Val's new boyfriend, Tim?
Yeah, I have. Very outgoing. Seems like a good guy.
That's not the impression I got.
What do you mean?
Well, he jokes around a lot.
What's wrong with that? Sounds like a real people person.
Well, his jokes just aren't that funny. He seems to want people to think he's smarter than they are. It's really annoying.
Okay, do you need to listen one more time?
I don't know.
Okay, let's listen one more time.
Listen to people describe other people's behavior using noun and pronoun objects before infinitives. Check the description or descriptions of each person according to the opinions expressed. Conversation 1.
Hey, I'm a little worried about something.
What's up?
So they just transferred Margaret from your group into ours, and she's already persuaded us to do this complicated project. I've heard she works around the clock. She comes in early and stays late. But is she going to expect everyone to work as much as she does?
Margaret? No way. She's helpful on projects and she works really well with others. So it'll be fine.
Conversation 2. Raphael, how's the project going? Don't ask. I'll never finish all this work. Peter never lets up. Yeah, he's not exactly an easygoing boss.
You can say that again. He always asks me to work faster. I'm going as fast as I can.
Conversation 3.
Hey, have you met Val's new boyfriend, Tim?
Yeah, I have. Very outgoing. Seems like a good guy.
That's not the impression I got.
What do you mean?
Well, he jokes around a lot.
What's wrong with that? Sounds like a real people person.
Well, his jokes just aren't that funny. He seems to want people to think he's smarter than they are. It's really annoying.
No le gustan los. Okay, very good. So let's check the answers. It can be more than one, okay? It all depends on the person. So, Ale, what about Margaret? How is Margaret?
Margaret, a workaholic and a team player.
Exactly. She's a workaholic and a team player. Very good. Iram, what about Peter?
Peter is a tyrant and a pain in the neck.
Well, well, yes, a tyrant and a pain in the neck. A tyrant and a pain in the neck. And what about Tim, Andres?
And he's gone.
Andres, are you there? Andres.
Yes, I'm
Are you
sorry.
muted?
Yes. About him, they think that he's a pain in the neck.
Exactly, he's a pain in the neck. Only one adjective for this guy. Okay, very good. Dije, ya nos dejó Andrés. Okay, very good. The grammar is very easy because we practiced that yesterday. So we're just going to look at the explanation, and then we're going to do the activities, the exercises. It says grammar, verbs that require a noun or pronoun before an infinitive. Remember, some verbs can be followed directly by an infinitive. However, in the active voice, some verbs must have a noun and a pronoun or a pronoun object before the infinitive. For example, active. He ordered us to leave the office. So as you can see, we have the object pronoun us and then the infinitive to leave. But in the passive is a different form. We were ordered to leave the office. So as you can see in the passive, it's not necessary to use the noun or the pronoun, okay? Like in this example, the sign warned drivers not to speed. The same, okay? Drivers in this case is the object, but in the passive is not necessary to use the object. Drivers were warned not to speed, okay?
Yes.
Then we told them to be on time. Again, object pronoun, infinitive. They were told to be on time. No object is necessary in the passive voice. She taught them to swim last year. They were taught to swim last year. Okay? Remember that in the passive voice, it's not necessary to mention who did the action. It's not necessary. It's not important. It's not important. It's not necessary. Okay? To mention who did the action. That's why in the last example, we don't use by her because it's not necessary. The important information is that they were taught to swim. Okay? Some verbs such as would like, want, ask, expect, and need are used with or without a noun or pronoun object in the adjective in the active voice, depending on the meaning. For example, without an object, we'd like to eat healthier food. With an object, we'd like our children to eat healthier food too. In this case, we mention our children because this is the important part. We want to differentiate who needs to eat healthy food, no? That's why we use our children. She wants to drive the new car. She wants me to drive the new car. Okay, in this case, we identify who wants to do it.
Object.
She wants me to drive the new car. Tom asked to see the director. Tom asked Emily to see the director. In this case, it's not Tom who's going to see the director, it's Emily who's going to see the director. In the first sentence,
it's Tom.
Tom is going to see the director. In the second sentence, is Emily who's going to see the director. But Tom gave her the order, let's say. Okay? Very good. Then we have the negative infinitives. To make an infinitive negative, place not before the infinitive. Remember that in this case, it's not possible to use
Attractions?
No, it's not possible to use auxiliaries. So it's not possible to use do or don't. Sorry, it's not, don't or doesn't for negative. You have to use not for negative. Okay, for example, they advised us not to come late to the meeting. So we use only the negative form. We don't need to use it with an auxiliary. They advised us not to come late to the meeting. Remember, to make a gerund negative, also place not before the gerund. They complained about not having enough time. It's not possible to use auxiliaries in these kind of situations. Okay?
Yes.
Any questions, Ale, Andres?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, no.
Okay, and the last part, it says, these verbs require a noun or pronoun object before an infinitive in the active voice. Advise, allow, cause, convince, encourage, forbid, force, hire, instruct, invite, order, pay, permit, persuade, remind, require, teach, and warn. Okay, remember, these verbs plus an object and infinitive. Yesterday we checked the list, but remember that you have the list. Remember that you have the list on page 124 if you need to practice more, okay? Do you have any questions with the verbs?
Is verbs plus object plus infinitive?
Yeah, yes,
So
exactly
far,
like that.
no question.
It's a verb plus an object plus an infinitive. Okay? No questions?
No.
No? Andres? Ale, no questions? No? Okay. Please do activity letter E, understand the grammar. It says, on a separate sheet of paper, change each sentence to the active voice. Use the by phrase as the subject. Okay? For example, spouses of co-workers were invited by the CEO to attend the reception. And you have to change it like this. The CEO invited the spouses of co-workers to attend the reception. So please, remember the sentences are in the passive. You have to change them to the active. So please do it. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Okay, guys, connect again. So we check the answers, please.